back to Where Rubber Meets Dirt. My name is Taylor. Today, let's kind of talk about Land Rovers and why they get such a bad rap of reliability. And how I'm going to do that is formally introducing you to my black LR3, which coincidentally is also my silver LR3. So here we are. This is Land Rover 2005 LR3. I picked up for $800. This name is the Cheap 3. The reason why I bought this thing specifically was for the steel wheels that are on it. It also comes with a winch underneath the front bumper hidden. It had a coolant leak, which I figured I could work the bugs out of that. Yes, it is an HSE. Got the coolant leak figured out. However, when I asked the person before I bought it if there was anything else that I needed to know about it, basically she said no. So with the HSE, you get the third row. It seats 7. You also get the wonderful navigation and off-road screen. This thing, let's see what we got here.
And it looks like
100 and we'll call it 63,000 miles. One thing that she did say was the air suspension did bleed off after a couple days. See, it's over. So I attempted to potentially fix the issue, put a new bag on there. That didn't quite work. As you can see, the suspension does work on this thing. I replaced the driver rear bag. Doesn't seem to fix the issue. It has gotten better though. But the reason why Land Rovers get such a bad rep for reliability, I think, on the used market is, one, people don't properly maintain them. They think they are, let's be honest, cheap American vehicles, and they can run them without taking care of them, following the service recommendations to a T, and that's just not true. Number 2, I don't think I can get this thing to do it, but it is running lean somehow. I got some O2 sensors. It'll throw code every so often. Not exactly sure what's going on with that, but we'll get it figured out one way or another. Other than that, all the electronics work. See, we've got the lockers, hill descent, think it's putting us on off-road height. Let's go go out of high range. We'll go to regular, and then we'll go to normal height. Also, another thing that was not divulged to me was the fuel gauge. The fuel gauge runs about a quarter tank high. So when you get to a quarter tank, you really are on empty. And it has taken me 2 times of getting down that low to discover exactly what the problem was. See, that pesky check engine light does come on. And it is for running lean on bank 2. So, need to figure out what is going on with that. So, something that was not divulged to me was the oil pressure sensor light comes on. Now, that could be a multitude of things. I did change the oil and the oil filter. I attempted to change the oil pressure sensor. However, I got sent the wrong one. Bought one from O'Reilly's. The part number box was right. The part that was in the box was wrong. I plugged in a mechanical oil pressure gauge, screwed that in to see what the actual pressure was doing, and on warm-up it was fine, good pressure. After driving for a while, however, at idle, you are looking at about 8 to 9 pounds, which is just under the recommended pressure for warm idle. So I'm not sure if I've got some bearings or seals going bad, or if it's an oil pump issue. But again, that was not divulged. So, makes me wonder, did this person before me just not keep up on some of the maintenance? Didn't understand the requirements of these vehicles, because the person before that has got good service records, and that person owned it for quite a long time, had it serviced at Land Rover dealers. This was all before the person I bought it from had it, and they only put a few thousand miles on it. I had it for a couple of years, so I don't know. But that was, a bit disappointing. So I had 2 LR3s, and I couldn't decide what to do with my actual silver one, the one that's been on the channel the most. I put it up for sale. I actually traded it for the silver D2 that you have seen on some of the couple previous videos. So here I am with this LR3 that may require some extensive work, and I'm not the person to pawn my problems off on somebody else. Sure, I could take the winch and the tires and wheels off of this thing and salvage some of my money, part this thing out. But even with the low oil pressure, this thing runs good. Doesn't have that many miles still. It doesn't make any weird creaks or ticks or knocks due to some low oil pressure. So, I'm in a dilemma. What do I do with this thing? And I think the answer is to do a series on this specific Land Rover on actually disproving how unreliable they are. I'm going to slowly put parts on this thing. I'm not an auto mechanic. I don't like to do how-to videos because I don't want to be reliable for anybody messing up. Things take me twice as long to get anything done when it comes to just available time and actual process. But I think that's what I want to do. I don't want to get rid of this thing. One, I think I would have trouble doing so. Two, yeah, this thing, I've taken it out after I put the driver rear strut back on, and it's pretty capable. I didn't film anything. It was starting to get late, but I will. So I think what I'm about to do is probably not my best interest, but I think it will help disprove the reliability issues when it comes to Land Rover. I do have some of the trim pieces there. This thing's pretty clean, pretty straight. You know, I'd hate to see it go without giving it its due valiant effort. So let me know, what do you think? Is that a terrible idea to try and keep this thing on the road and enjoy it? Or greatest idea ever? Comment below with your answer. Appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, like, share, all that good YouTube stuff. Channel's not big enough for it to matter, but it is slowly growing, and I appreciate all of you that stick around and watch. We'll catch you on the next one.